There's been an end to the search for a missing Monterey Park teen.
Glendale PD officers arrived to our ABC7 studio where they spoke with 15-year-old ALISON Chao. Shortly after, those officers took her to the police station. According to a security guard here at the gate, the child was walking and had been followed by car by someone who recognized her and called police. Glendale authorities say Monterey Park police are now handling this investigation and did not provide any further details.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear thoughts build up until I can't feel. My mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. I got nightmares in my head, I fear.
Hello and welcome to True Crime Rocket Science, the most authentic voice in true crime. Well, good news. The 15-year-old girl has been on the run essentially, or certainly been missing for over a week. Since last Tuesday, has been found safe. And of all places, outside ABC7 News' office in Glendale. ALISON CHAO was reported missing the afternoon of Tuesday, July 16. According to a security guard at ABC7, the girl was walking and had been followed by someone in a car who recognized her as the missing minor and called police. And it does look like she's still wearing the same clothing as she was last seen in. Now, it's not clear whether ALISON meant to be found or whether she was heading to ABC7 to give an interview. What do you think? The Glendale Police Department said that Monterey Park Police are now handling the investigation. I think she was handed over to them, and they have not provided any further details. Just an hour or two ago, while preparing this analysis, the Monterey Park Police stated unambiguously that there's currently no threat to public safety. This reminds us a lot of the JonBenet Ramsey case where, despite Patsy Ramsey saying, "There's someone out there," only for the mayor of Boulder to say,
some people looking for young children to attack. Boulder is safe. It's always been a safe community. It continues to be a safe community.
Patsy would then say indignantly, "I don't know why she said that." Well, why do you think the police in this instance have said what they said? Well, because the police knew something and know something that they can't really let on to the public. Before we get to the rest of this analysis, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do. If you find this analysis worthwhile, please like, share, leave a comment. You can also hit the thanks button, and let's get started. So, yeah, there's currently no threat to public safety, and obviously an hour or two after that, guess what happens? They find this little girl. Now, although Annie, ALISON's mother, hasn't suggested anything, hasn't suggested an abductor or anything, the cops clearly know more than they are letting on. And how do we know that? Well, the video that ALISON took also clearly confirms that the cops know about a battle going on behind the scenes with ALISON's parents. So in a situation like that, you know that anything that is related to ALISON is somehow related to her parents. That there's this effort by both parents to perhaps protect her, right? Perhaps to try and get custody of her. And so that is what's going on, not some kind of third party, some kind of stranger. And so I actually dealt with that in the opening seconds of the previous video. The police go on to say it is our utmost priority, our utmost priority is ALISON's safety. MPPD continues to follow all leads in this case. We have received cooperation from all our local, county, state, and federal partners. Now, I must say, the thing that seems quite weird here is this really a situation where ALISON was just sort of wandering around on her own, or did somebody provide shelter for her? If so, that's someone that is really kind of defeating the police investigation. And one wonders who that might be. Was it a friend? Was it a family member? Or indeed, was ALISON just lying low somewhere with no one's knowledge, no one's cooperation? So that is one aspect to this that still is a little bit mysterious. And so The bottom line in this case appears to be that there's no bogeyman in this case, although there might be a bogey woman. Certainly from what Alison said in the video, she seemed frightened of one person in particular, a woman. Now, in the midst of all this, Alison's mother has posted something about misinformation, that it shouldn't be about a mom's side and dad's side of the story. No, but now that Alison has been found, that element clearly rises to the surface. I'm not going to take it further than that, except to say, once again, we were dealt with a situation where a little girl went missing, and it would be very natural to assume that some stranger had taken her, wouldn't it have been? And yet we know from statistics that that is actually very unusual. Although it seems like it is something that is happening constantly all the time, stranger abductions are actually very unusual. It tends to be something where someone knows the child, has regular contact with the child. And so what this case was certainly pretending to be, certainly appearing to be in a sense, was something like that. And it's really important to be very careful when you go down that route, because it is so rare. And so what it appears to be in this case is that wasn't the case. That instead it does seem to be something that is related to the internal family dynamics, doesn't it? And so the same idea, I think, applies to the Ramsey case. Do we know what the internal family dynamics were in that family? And the same, by the way, applies to Madeleine McCann. Do we know what the internal family dynamics were there as well? Thank you for listening, and I'll see you guys next time.